Then we'll leave the floor for Sven from Midsummer. So now we're moving from the ocean to sun.
Thank you very much. So Midsummer is the only manufacturer of solar cells in Sweden. And this is what the solar cell looks like. And normally these are made with silicon, and they break extremely easy like this. At Midsummer, we manufacture thin film solar cells, and they can be easily bent. And the light absorbing layer consists of only 1/1000th of a millimeter of material. And I'll share a presentation for you here. So my name is Sven Lindström, and I'm one of the founders and the CEO of Midsummer. And I mentioned that we made thin film solar cells, and they are extremely energy efficient with the lowest CO2 emissions of any kind of renewable energy source. And if you look at this graph, you see coal power, they emit between 800 and 900 grams of carbon dioxide per kilowatt hour produced. And you have also oil and natural gas at about 500 grams of carbon dioxide per kilowatt hour produced. And then you have a number of renewable energy sources. And first you have traditional silicon solar cells, and they emit somewhere between 50 and 60 grams carbon dioxide per kilowatt hour produced. And then you have a number of other technologies. And then you have hydropower and wind power, which are normally around 10 grams of carbon dioxide per kilowatt hour produced. And then with Midsummer solar cells, we emit only 6 grams of carbon dioxide per kilowatt hour produced if we install the solar panels in Sweden. If we install them in California or Sydney, where there is more sunshine, we are between 3 and 4 grams of carbon dioxide per kilowatt hour produced. The reason for this is that we make thin film solar cells, so we don't use silicon. We based it on copper, indium, gallium, and selenium. And since we have basically non-breakable cells, we don't need any glass, and we don't need any aluminum frames on our solar panels. And so our production process is extremely energy efficient. And that's and since we also have the production in Sweden with the Swedish electricity mix, we have this low carbon dioxide footprint from our solar cells. This technology is derived from CD and DVD manufacturing. And not only do we make the solar cells and the modules, we also make the production equipment, as you see down to the right in the picture. So these machines we manufacture and sell, and we sell them for $5 million each, and we have a gross margin of around 70% on these machines. And this is also a big part of our business. Since we make thin film solar cells and we don't use any glass, and we use stainless steel as the substrate, the bearer of the thin film, we can adopt our thin film solar cells to fit on various roof materials. And in the picture here, you see the Midsummer wave, and we have actually adopted the solar panel, so it's laying and following the shape of the roof tile in this case. And this is installed on an existing roof with the most common roof tiles that are used here in Sweden. And we slide it under one row of tiles, and then we expose the solar cells on the tiles. So that is one product that we have. We also have the Midsummer Slim, which is a solar panel that's integrated into a standing seam metal roof, as you can see on this picture. And we make the metal roof with a patented solution also at our factory in Järfälla in Sweden. And we integrate the solar panels into the standing seam metal roof. So when you apply the standing seam metal roof, you automatically get a PV installation, and all the connections are covered under the top roof plate. And then we have another product which is called Midsummer Bold, and this is the product that we think have the biggest potential for expansion, and it can be applied on any kind of flat large area roof. This is an installation in California. Since our solar panels don't add almost any weight to the roof, it can be installed on any kind of roofs, even if they are not designed to manage a heavy load. And you can walk on the solar panels, as you can see. You can remove snow from the solar panels if you have to. We don't need to penetrate the waterproofing layer in these cases. So this is an ideal product for large area flat roofs. And we've made quite a few installations of this, and it's a very popular product if the customer has a roof that cannot take the weight of traditional solar panels with glass and aluminum frame. Today we have two factories. To the left you see a picture from our factory in Stockholm, Sweden. And to the right, a picture from our newly opened factory in Bari. Or I shouldn't say that it's open, because we haven't started producing there yet, but we will make a massive investment there. And we will, by the end of this year, have around 50 megawatts of production capacity. So it will be much larger than the factory we have in Stockholm today. This factory in Italy has been made available because of the financing that we have received from the Italian Recovery and Resilience Fund. So it's a total of 66 million euro investment, whereas we get a 23 million euro investment or grant from the Italian government. And we get a soft loan of 15 million euro with an interest of less than 1% over 10 years. And then Midsummer invests 28 million euro in production equipment. This production equipment is produced at our factory in Järfälla. So we will supply most of the equipment to that factory from Sweden. And I really think that the future of the energy mix will PV will play a quite important role with local production and ultra low carbon dioxide footprint. And here is an installation in Sweden with where we have applied the bold roof. And in this case, the factory owner, the roof could not take the weight of traditional silicon solar panels. So instead of reinforcing the factory structure and the roof, he decided to go for Midsummer's solution. And as you all know, we have a tremendous global energy challenge where CO2 emissions are actually increasing. They decreased a little bit thanks to Corona, but then it increased again quite heavily. And I think we are already back on the levels pre-Corona when industries restarted. And these over 30 gigatons of carbon dioxide that we emit today needs to go down to zero in order to keep the globe as a nice place to live on. And I think this is where Midsummer technology and with the absolute lowest carbon dioxide footprint of renewable energy source available will play a big role. That's pretty much what I had to say. So if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Sven. Yes, we did get a couple of questions. First, how do you find the durability of the solar cells compared to silicon over time?
It's the same. We certify and we test the solar panels exactly the same and as regular silicon cells. So they are tube certified according to all the standards. So and we give the same kind of warranty, which is 80% of the power is guaranteed after 25 years of usage.
What's the wear and tear? I mean, compared to when you normally have a glass covering the silicon ones, and here you have some kind of plastic layer, I take it.
Yeah, so the outermost layer on the solar panel, it's ETFE. So if you have seen these kind of big greenhouses that they have in Great Britain, I think they had like some kind of it looks like a big bubble, etc. And those materials are also ETFE. So this is one of the few plastic materials that can last for an extremely long time in under solar light.
Yeah, because I can imagine that UV light is also a tough situation. Exactly. Could you elaborate on the efficiency per square meter versus competition?
Yeah, so our efficiency of the solar cells, it's between 15 and 17%. And compared to silicon, which is today between maybe 17 and 20%. So it's a little bit less than silicon. But if you see on this roof, I don't know, it's hard to see because they are so well integrated, but normally we can cover a larger area of the roof with solar panels. So we hardly lose any deals based on that we don't get enough power onto the roof.
Is it possible to retrofit?
Oh yes, absolutely. So especially in this case with a wave, where we if you have the most common used concrete roof tile that is used in Sweden, it's no problem to retrofit.
Thanks a lot, Sven.